It's me and Janice and Bobby McGee. She's having southern, I'm smoking tea. She says with a smile, boy, can't you see, you ain't doing nothing, Lord, you ain't free, yeah.
When someone asks your address, what do you tell them? I'm not talking about your street address, and I'm not talking about your email address. I'm talking about your environmental address. Each of us has an environmental address, the place where we live. Our environmental address is connected to the watershed in which we live. A watershed is an area of land connected by a water system. If you dump a bucket of water anywhere in the watershed, gravity will eventually carry the runoff water from the land into the same river or lake. If you live in this area of northeastern Wisconsin, your address is the Fox-Wolf River Basin, also called the Fox-Wolf Watershed. In the Fox-Wolf Watershed, waters flow into the Fox or Wolf Rivers, which carry the water into Lake Michigan. The Fox-Wolf Watershed includes the cities of Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, New London, and Berlin. There's a story from the past of Oshkosh and of Neenah, Menasha that shows how what happens in one part of the watershed affects other parts of the watershed.
I'm Art Teklo. I'm employed by the Department of Natural Resources as the biologist for the Lake Winnebago system. I'm standing here today on the banks of the Fox River in Oshkosh. 200 years ago, the river would look much different than it does today. It'd be a lot wider, but it wouldn't look like it does in terms of the open water. We'd have a lot of plants like wild rice and bulrushes and duck potatoes sticking out of the water. I wouldn't be on dry ground right here, I'd be in water. If we could go up in an airplane starting from this spot today, go upstream, we would see three large lakes. The first one would be Lake Butamore, the second one would be Lake Winneconne, followed by Lake Poygan. Well, where does all this water come from? It's water that runs off a huge land surface, farms, forests, fields, out of a big part of Wisconsin. And a lot of that area is drained by the Wolf River and the Upper Fox River. If you were to visit the Pool Lakes 150 years ago, there'd be a lot of animals and a lot of fish. There'd be waterfowl, ducks like geese, mallards, teal, and during migrations, big flocks of canvasbacks and other ducks. There'd be a lot of other water birds, great blue herons, terns, black-crowned night herons. There'd be fur-bearing animals, some beaver, muskrats, mink, and there'd be a lot of fish. In the 1850s, two dams were built on Lake Winnebago at the outlet of the lake on the Fox River at Neenah and Menasha. Those dams raised the water levels 2.5 feet. That began the change whereby the marsh plants that I described began to go into decline, and over that period from when the dams were put in to the present time, a lot of those marsh plants disappeared, and the lakes became the open water areas you see today. I recall as a young person my grandfather telling me, and right around the turn of the century, right around 1906, big areas of bog that floated out of the lakes, Lake Butamore in particular. And these bogs actually lodged against the bridge in the Fox River in Oshkosh and had to be dynamited away to clear the river.
The dams of the Fox River provide electric power and allow easy access by boats that want to go up and down the Fox River between the lower Fox River and the northern reaches of the Fox and Wolf Rivers. But these benefits came with a cost, and some people wonder if the benefits are worth the cost of fish and wildlife habitat. A song was written to remember this story. It's written and performed by a college student named Jason Moon, who attended the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Jason calls it The Day They Blew Up the Bog.
Blew up the bog 'cause the water wouldn't flow. They blew up the bog 'cause the boats wouldn't go. Blew up the bog 'cause the people didn't know. When I was young, around the age of 3, my grandpa set me on his knee, and these words he spoke to me. Said, as you look out upon this river, reflection golden tones of silver, you may fail to see its great history. Way back when, in the day before television had its way, around the dawn of the automobile. After years and years of poverty, industry fueled the economy into a time of coal and steel. Towns sprang up all along the shores, and the boats all traded in their oars for the sound of steam engine holler. Thankful for the lands we had, and sometime you take the good with the bad, and so we traded in our river for the dollar. Blew up the bog 'cause the water wouldn't flow. They blew up the bog 'cause the boats wouldn't go. They blew up the bog 'cause the people didn't know. Grandpa cried when they blew up the bog. He needed to get supplies downstream, but there was miles of rapids in between, and a ton of floating bog along the way. So in order to make the steamboats go, to dam the river, let it overflow, and all that bog just washed away. The current moved the bog down south, and tons of it clogged the mouth of where the two rivers meet the Winnebago. And all the towns with all their men came up with a brilliant plan, decided that the bog had to go. Filled the bog up with dynamite. To this day I've never seen such a sight as when that river went kaboom. One thing they failed to realize is all the animals the bog housed inside, they became forever doomed. Blew up the bog 'cause the water wouldn't go. They blew up the bog 'cause the people didn't know. Blew up the bog 'cause the boats wouldn't go. Grandpa cried when they blew up the bog.